Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this August 21st, 2024. I'm hoping everybody had a great Wednesday out there so far. Everybody has a great Wednesday evening. I hope everybody continue to stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather, because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in tonight's video, we're going to be talking about your forecast for Thursday and Friday. Also, take a look at the weather radar across the nation. Also, the current watch and warning advisory map. Also, we're going to take a look at the climate prediction, 8 to 14 day temperature and precipitation outlook, and also your next 7-day rainfall totals as well. So, if you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe. Also, like these videos, share these videos, tell your family, friends, neighbors about the Mike Bass Weather Forecast channel, and tell them to smash that subscribe button as well. I'm still looking for 600 subscribers. Anybody can help me out, I greatly appreciate it. Alrighty, well, let's go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks. Alright, you can see here we got thunderstorms and showers up here in portion of New Brunswick, the Maine, the portion of New Hampshire, Vermont, and also northern New York State. Then again from the Outer Banks of North Carolina, across southern South Carolina, back up to Tennessee, the western North Carolina mountains, also North Georgia, through Alabama, Mississippi, Florida Keys, back to Texas. Then again from up here around the Great Lakes of Michigan to Minnesota, to the Dakotas, back to Wyoming, down to Utah, Arizona, and New Mexico region as well. And also more thunderstorms and showers over in Washington, Oregon State, Northern California, and the coastal waters there as well. Also, over here in Nevada, we have some critical fire weather possible in that region, and some heavy rain and flash flooding for portions of Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado. Otherwise, dry high pressure in charge of the remainder of the forecast area. Alright, here's a look at the Friday forecast. As you can see, we got thunderstorms and showers from the Outer Banks to the coastal Carolinas, down to the Florida Keys, along the Gulf of Mexico, coastal areas there toward Louisiana. Also again from Oklahoma back up to Wisconsin, also up here from northern Michigan, southern Canada. And then again from North Dakota back to Washington, Oregon State, to California, all the way down through Wyoming, Utah, Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico. And also we have a little bit of mixed precipitation in the Cascade Mountains of California as well. Otherwise, dry high pressure in charge of the remainder of the forecast area. Alright, let's move on to the current weather radar across the nation. As you can see, we got some thunderstorms and showers up here around Quebec, over toward Maine, down in the portion just north of Albany. Also a little bit down here across portion of Alabama, Georgia, down toward Jacksonville, Orlando, just west of Miami. Also a little bit in central Texas, just west of Austin, northwestern Mexico. Also more activity just east of Tucson. Also in the portions of northern Phoenix. Also portions of Utah, so just around the Colorado area, also toward Wyoming, north and South Dakota, a little bit toward Montana as well. Alright, let's take a look at the current watches warning advisory map for your location across the nation. Alright, you can see we still got coastal flood advisories, some flood advisories in North and South Carolina, flood advisory over a portion of Florida. We still have areas of heat advisory, heat warnings over Texas, also in the portion of Oklahoma. Also a few pockets over here in portion of New Mexico. Got some air quality alerts in northeastern Mexico. Severe thunderstorm watches have been posted from South Dakota and portion of Montana. Also we have some red flag warnings also in effect for areas of Wyoming and the Utah. Also in the portion of Nevada, Oregon, and the portion of California. This little area right here where I'm circling, this is a fire, let me see if I can find it again, a fire warning here in portion of Wyoming. We have some flood warnings in effect for Wyoming, flood watches in effect for portion of Colorado, Utah, and also Nevada, a little bit northern California. Wind advisory along the mountain chain of California, and a few air quality alerts, and also for portion of Idaho and also Wyoming as well. We have a few small craft advisories for the South Carolina coast down to North Florida, and again for the Alaska area, for the South Hawaiian chain island, also a little bit around the Alaska area. And also we have some coastal flood advisory along Alaska, also wind advisory inland. Alright, let's move on to the Climate Prediction Center 8 to 14 day temperature and precipitation outlook. Alright, here is the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. Above normal temperature from Maine all the way to the Carolinas, Florida, back to, well, I might as well say much of the United States, back to Texas, all the way back into Washington, Oregon State, all the way up toward Michigan. Then we have below normal temperatures across the Dakotas, Minnesota, Iowa, back into the Kansas, Nebraska region, also through Montana and Idaho. Wyoming, excuse me, and then in the north near normal elsewhere. All right, above normal for the Hawaiian Chain Island and much of Alaska, and near normal and below normal to the southwest in Alaska. All right, let's take a look at the precipitation outlook. We got above normal precipitation from Maine to eastern Carolinas to Florida Keys, back to Texas, also in portions of the Colorado area toward the Dakotas. Below normal precipitation here from Texas all the way toward Ohio, back in the portion of northern Georgia and Alabama. Well below normal precipitation expected across Arkansas, back in the Tennessee and Kentucky region. Same over here in portion of Washington, Oregon states as well. A little bit in Idaho and Montana. Elsewhere, got just near normal precipitation, a little bit above normal precipitation along coastal areas of California, much above normal precipitation for Alaska and the Hawaiian Chain Island. And finally, we're going to wrap it up with the 7-day rainfall totals. As you can see, we got heavy precipitation across Canada, also in the Washington, Oregon state, down in northern California, also in the Montana, Idaho. Then again, we have more heavy precipitation across Mexico, up in the New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, Colorado, back in the areas of Nebraska and Kansas, and then pockets over here in Illinois and also in the Northeast. Elsewhere, probably maybe about 1/10 of an inch to maybe a 1/4 of an inch, and possible in other spots. Heavy precipitation also from Cuba to Florida, also the Gulf of Mexico, and also up the eastern coast. The model are trying to sniff out something maybe moving up the eastern seaboard later on down the road. So, alright, well, I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe if you have not. Like these videos, share these videos, and we'll catch you back in the next video. So enjoy the weather, because it's the only weather you got.